Well, it's been said already, welcome to Deuce's Wild, number 26. Originally, 26 years ago, this was called Deuce's Wild, and he let down his hair, relaxed a little bit, and then he couldn't call it that anymore. He had nothing to let down. So, again, good evening. I hope everybody got their tickets for the raffle for the free band camp. And let's see what's going on in Marysville Bandland. Graduation's coming up in a few weeks. We have a Memorial Day parade for our veterans and our seniors. And also coming up, and it's only 10 months away, is the big tour. Everybody heads down to Florida in 2016. And this is like the BOGO tour, buy one, get one free, because the bands are not only going to Disney to play in a parade and do the workshop, they'll also be going to Universal Studios to do a parade. So these students next year get a super trip out of it. It hasn't been done since 1995, so it doesn't happen often. So they are very fortunate for that. And the tour will be leaving March 29th at 3 p.m., and they will be back here on April 5th. So approximately 170 students. Mr. Deuce is looking for 20 brave chaperones. And I've done it 3 times. It's not as bad as you think. It's actually a lot of fun. You have your Disney kids, and they're band students, so you know they're going to be well behaved, because they'll hear from Maestro Deuce when they get back if they don't. Oh, well, you will, like I said, enjoy your Disney family down there. And this concert, there is so much music in here, I don't know if your ears can hold it all. It's amazing. The last number of this concert is from Wicked, and it's 12 minutes, so it's quite a production. So we have senior soloists featured. We also have guest performances from Michelle and Rick Carlson. And without any more of my jabbering away, Scott, would you key that up for me, please? No leaving the theater during this. Oh, tonight, baby, we have all the bands here just to keep you entertained. 2 jazz bands, the big bands will blow you away. When these bands play with all their talent, the roof here starts to raise. It's the last show for all our seniors, so let's give them their due praise. A great day out on the streets, that regiment where they come marching on down, and you can hear them from around the corner. And when you do, you know you're in for some big band sound. Did you hear about that crazy cat, Dennis Deuce? He's still working hard, turning these great tunes out. And it all starts with Summer Pancake, where these kids can't wait to hear him say, play it again. Attention, move your markers, parade rest, then you'll get a break. But why does the line start on the 15th? And why does your circle look square? There's some buses headed south going to where I don't know. Oh, I think they're headed to Fort Hill, dear. Looks like the regiment in states again. 2 jazz bands, symphonic and concert too. They're all here just to entertain you. You'll be grooving to all departed, they're all here for you. Take it away, Mr. Rizzo. Thank you. Thank you. We have a concert band. We're going to go across the pond and hear some selections from Mary Poppins. And Disney originally tried to get Mary Poppins to get the rights to the book in 1938, but was rejected by the author. And over the years, Disney continued to make offers on the book's rights. In 1959, he and Travers, who was the author, finally met in person in London. She agreed to option the book to him. Now this is quite interesting. At the beginning of the film, some of the nannies waiting in line to apply for the nanny position were actually stuntmen in drag, so they had to look kind of strange. And believe it or not, I'm sure you've all seen it, Dick Van Dyke had never danced before up until that movie, so he did a really great job. And according to Richard Sherman, Feed the Birds became Walt Disney's favorite song, and Sherman would often play it for him on the piano. So, ladies and gentlemen, across the pond, grab your umbrella. Selections from Mary Poppins. because she would have been zoomed at the end of that. No doubt about it. Next up, we have the jazz ensemble with the song you all recognize, New York State of Mind. And it was a big Billy Joel hit. It's arranged by John Barry, soloist, Natalie Curley. And when Joel wrote this, the inspiration came from his pride in returning home to New York. He was literally taking a Greyhound bus on the Hudson River line when the idea for the song came to him. And the song was written as soon as he arrived home. The jazz ensemble with New York State of Mind. Next up, the concert band will be performing River of Hope by Michael Sweeney. And River of Hope is featured in the 2000 film Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Based on folk hymn Down to the River to Pray. And would you please welcome our student conductor for this number, Morgan Fleming.
Teach an outstanding student, somebody that goes way beyond that of just the regular student. Morgan is going to continue on in studying the music. She's a attending Western Michigan University School of Music. She's an amazing musician, dedication 150%, and it has been a pleasure and an honor to teach her. And what I'm doing here is, before she leaves, she has to know how to conduct. So not just conduct, but rather learn how to rehearse a band. So she rehearsed the concert band for a couple of weeks, and it was like it was made for her. That this young lady is going to be a fantastic music teacher. It's just natural. She's just natural at it. And some people have to work really hard at it, but this just comes natural. So I'm very proud to present to you Ms. Morgan Fleming.
students down the road that are going to be very lucky to get hurt. That's for sure. Next up, we have a song you've all heard, Send in the Clowns. And we have special guest artists, Michelle and Rick Carlson. The arrangement of this Send in the Clowns is by Dave Bardo. And I didn't know this until I read it on my little cheat sheet here. It's not supposed to be about clowns. It's the composer. I wanted to use the theatrical imagery in a song because she's an actress, but it's not supposed to be a circus. It's a theater reference, meaning if the show isn't going well, let's send in the clowns. In other words, let's do the jokes. I always wanted to know when I was writing a song what the end is going to be. Send in the clowns didn't settle in until I got the notion. Don't bother, they're here, which means we are the fools. glad you came now. That was terrific. Thank you so much. Next up, we're going to jump back to the concert band with The Rights of Tamara by Robert W. Smith. It is fueled by the driving force of the percussion section. The work investigates an electric blend of musical styles drawn from many cultural roots. Okay, we'll start the second half of this wonderful concert with the jazz band, and the piece they're going to perform for us is Beyond the Sea, arranged by Roger Holmes. And this, the little story behind this piece is Trent, I'm assuming he's the composer, composed the song La Mer, which means the sea in French. And the lyrics completely different, were different and unrelated to the English language version that Lawrence later wrote. By changing it and adding, Beyond the Sea to the title, it gave him the start whereby he made the song into one of the dear lover, mourning of lost love, boyfriend, girlfriend, or beloved sweetheart songs. So, without any further ado, the jazz band and Beyond the Sea. We're going to switch over to the symphonic band, and the name of the number they're going to perform is Symphonic Dances, Fiddler on the Roof, arranged by Ira Hershman. And who doesn't know Fiddler on the Roof music, but keep your eyes open because there are a slew of soloists, and they include Tara Brown, Rebecca Watson, Heather Lenarski, Mackenzie Bush, Morgan Fleming, and Michaela Tokarski, I believe. Close, I hope? I apologize if I did it really bad. Michaela, I'm sorry. That's it. Let's go fiddle around the roof. Start dancing on the roof. going to switch over now to the jazz band again with a number called Love Is Here to Stay. Love Is Here to Stay was composed by George Gershwin in 1938 for a movie, The Golden Follies. His brother, Irwin, wrote the words to the music after his death. So it was still the two brothers. It's the last song they basically did together. The song was used in 38 in that movie. It was used in 51 for a movie called An American in Paris, and in 1995, Forget Paris. Again, the jazz band Love Is Here to Stay, arranged by Rick Stitzel and soloist Jeremy Lathan. We're going to go back to the symphonic band with a song entitled Arlington, Where Giants Lie Sleeping by Paul Murtha. And I would have to think, knowing Mr. Deuce, if you've seen any of our marching shows over the last 10, 12 years, he holds the military in the highest regard, so I'll bet you this is one of his favorite tunes also. And if I could read you something the composer said about this piece. The opening statement, Memorial Gate, paints a musical portrait of the cemetery. When you see it, you are struck by its simple beauty and the sheer weight of what it represents. The offstage trumpet statements represent the sound of bugles, which are heard there daily, answered by the snare drum and timpani. Arlington is also a quiet, peaceful garden, a place for reflection. One of the most moving sights you'll see is when thousands of American flags have been placed before the gravestones prior to Memorial Day each year. Seeing this always brings to mind the familiar song My Country 'Tis of Thee and lyrics Sweet Land of Liberty, which is at the core of the service and sacrifice of these men and women. Often you can hear one of our nation's military bands in procession playing the proud, powerful hymn, God of Our Fathers. Some call it our national hymn. When I hear it in this setting, it reminds me of the courage, strength, and sacrifice of the giants that lie sleeping at Arlington. We're going to have our soloists on this piece also, and I'd like to give them I'd like to tell you their names. Sophia Denault, Nicole Slitz, Charlie Tanielski, Tara Brown, Mackenzie Bush, Jay Martin, Susan Allen, and Caitlin Steele. Birdland. We are going to Birdland with the jazz band. This is arranged by Michael Sweeney. Our soloists are Ann Gaffney, Emily Damon, Rachel Remy, Jacob Allen, and Raylyn Calatio, something? I tried hard, I'm sorry. Okay. We tried. Okay. Now, a little bit about this song. Birdland served as a tribute to the New York Jazz Club on 52nd Street and housed many famous jazz musicians. The song was also named in honor of the man after whom the club was named. His name was Charlie Barker, but for some reason, they called him the Bird. The jazz band with Birdland. We're going to switch back to the symphonic band, and this piece is, the name of this piece is Selections from Wicked, arranged by Jay Bocook. Now, this is a little backstory on Wicked. Wicked is the untold story of the Witches of Oz, long before Dorothy drops in. Two other girls meet in the land of Oz. One born with emerald green skin is smart, fiery, and misunderstood. The other is beautiful, ambitious, and very popular. Wicked tells the story of their remarkable odyssey, how these two unlikely friends grow to become the Wicked Witch of the West and Gilda, the Good Witch. Now, this has been, I believe, at least the last 10 years running, the most popular Broadway musical out there. And so our soloists on this are Morgan Fleming, Rebecca Miller, Tara Brown, Natalie Curley, Michaela Tokarski, and Heather Lenarski. And sit back, enjoy the last number for the evening, the symphonic band with selections from Wicked. It's really long. This is what, it's about 12 minutes, is that right? It's about 12 minutes? Give or take an hour? Well, let's hear it.